downtown Los Angeles in front of the Federal Detention Center. I'm going to be going to go to City Hall. There's supposed to be a rally over there, anti-war rally. But I kind of wanted to show you guys here first what's going on. So I'm here in front of the Federal Detention Center, and as you can see, they are starting to fence the front of the detention center again. So first of all, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Let's see. Oh, thank you, Syra. Thank you so much, Barty. Thank you guys. So yeah, guys, like I said, I'm here in front of the Federal Detention Center, and as you can see, they are boarding up again, well, fencing up again, and I'm kind of wondering what is going on. I think I'm going to safely assume that this is for both the upcoming protest, but it's still like almost the end of the month. So, but I think it's also because of what's going on with the war in Iran. So I think that I don't know, guys. I really don't know, but that's what I'm thinking. The doors are over here in front, right directly in front, and this is going around to the other side as well, because there's other federal buildings behind here. So as you can see, here is the entrance to the detention center. So they're literally fencing it. So, and I think I find that kind of weird. So the last time that they had them like this, it was they eventually took him down because people were like, during the protest, almost knocking him out, knocking him down. So again, guys, this is what's happening here in front of the detention center. I'm gonna go ahead and walk around to the other side of the other federal building. So again, guys, this is what's happening. Why? Could be many things, but I'm going to assume that it is because of the upcoming protest, and also the what's going on in Iran. So the war that's going on, I'm not sure if they're prepping just to be on the safe side, if there are going to be any, if they think there's going to be any attacks here, on the land here. So I don't know. You just never know. There's going to be people that have bad intentions and want to kind of hurt people. So hey, Russia, don't remove the also. Yeah, right. Yeah, this is what happened. Yeah, back in June, these were like destroyed. You could see these are destroyed. So but they were just kind of hammering them, and then just kind of making them to rock size, so they could throw them at the windows. They could throw them at the federal building and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, so this is exactly what's going on. We're gonna go ahead and head out to the City Hall. There is supposed to be a rally there, an anti-war rally. This is what it's looking like. It's pretty interesting. Hey guys, I am live streaming on both YouTube and TikTok. So both of you guys, welcome so much. I appreciate you. Everybody on YouTube, welcome back. Everybody on TikTok, welcome back. Let's head out to the City Hall, guys. And on the way we're just gonna check out the other side of the federal building, where you'll see more fences being put up. Again, I find that very interesting. I don't know what you guys think about that. Guys, thanks a lot for the follows, the likes, the subscriptions, everything. Thank you so much. Hey, Andre. So I'm here in Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles, and that is the Federal Detention Center over there. And we are heading out to City Hall. And right now, I just want to kind of apologize ahead of time, because once I get to the City Hall, you know, I don't know why, but the internet always gets really weak around that area. I did find with the TikTok, but with YouTube, it's just it kept dropping. So we'll be there in a little bit. Let's see Skid Row. Skid Row's gonna have to be for the weekend, my friend, because I'm not on my e-bike. I'm actually walking. So whenever there's like any protests or any rallies or any marches, I don't like to have my bike with me, because it's just harder to kind of show you guys around. Yeah, I can't hold the phone. Excuse me. How you doing? Good. How are you? This is the VA, guys. Yes, it is LA, guys. Thank you so much. I see a helicopter up there. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. It's probably too far away, but it's somewhere around here. I'm not sure if it's because of the rally that's happening, but and right now we are seeing right here, we're coming up on the on this part of the federal building, where they're fencing up as well. So again, guys, the protest, the big protest that's coming up, it's not until March 28th, a nationwide protest. But, you know, they're putting them up super early, in my opinion. But I think it's not only because of the protest, but also because of what's going on with the war. The government is probably prepping for, I don't know, maybe potential attacks against us. I have no idea, guys. But this is what is happening. And hey.
So what is that? What is it?
This is YouTube and TikTok. Both, yeah. You just go live. Yeah, you just go live. I'm showing everybody, what's going on and stuff like that.
Yeah, but what's going on right now? So why is there protest?
Well, the reason it's to protest the government. So basically, so the administration. And so they, the last time they did fence this. So yeah, that's what they're doing. So one of the workers was curious as to how this live works. He was all up on my phone. Well, they are celebrating in Los Angeles right now. Fun with cars. Where are they celebrating? On the west side? Westwood? There's some more right here. which is this is all federal building, guys, federal property, and it goes all the way around the block. So pretty much not sure if this part of the building is going to be blocked or anything like that, so I'm not too sure about that. But we're almost at the city hall, guys. It's right here. Got a chopper over there, probably covering whatever. It's supposed to start at 6, so we good on time. They are doing the YMCA dancing around. There's actually I saw some footage. There's 2 things are happening. People are celebrating and people are pissed. So you have the group that is celebrating what happened, the killing of the supreme leader. You know, people are celebrating for that. And then there are people that are against what's going on. And earlier I saw a video from Iran, people out in the streets chanting, you know, death to America, death to America. So you have both groups, and it's gonna happen, guys. That's what happens, you know. Not everybody. You're not always gonna have everybody agree to one thing. There are always gonna be agreement and disagreement, and that's exactly what's going on right now. Hang in there, guys. I'm almost there. I see channel 7 up there, so I'm gonna assume that there are people there, so that's a good thing. Again, guys, on the YouTube side, you know, my signal might get weak, and you know, I apologize. I have no control over that. With TikTok, I didn't have a problem, but if it happens TikTok, I do apologize, guys, in advance, but it's beyond my control. And let's see what's going on. My sister family living by. Oh, really? Yeah, I hear that the airport was damaged, huh? It's bad all the way around, guys. Ricky, yeah, right. Welcome to LA, guys. It would have been nice to have my e-bike, but it's just really hard to cover any protest or anything like that. So I guess Sunday's gonna be the marathon. It's gonna come by here, so I'll probably be here to cover some of it, so you guys can see the marathon and the runners. Alright, guys. Article today. And then tomorrow it's supposed to be Kanye West, his trial. Not a lot of people there, but it's not supposed to start until 6, so we'll see how many people show up. We have a couple of media trucks. There's a small crowd. We have the helicopter up there. Not sure how big this thing is going to be, because it seems like they're prepped for a large crowd maybe, and I'm saying it because of the media vehicles that I see here. So we have 10 minutes before it starts, I think. Who's asked her? Rusty, California's number one economy of music. We are doing. Here is 549, guys. 549. So it looks like they're just prepping for now. Like I said, there's a small crowd. I know that they are expecting a large crowd today, so you know, this is what we have right now, guys. They got plenty of signs here for the people that show up. So there are a couple of people reporting. We got another one right here, so we're gonna cross over and see. A lot of media for sure, so maybe it's gonna be a large group. Who knows? And of course, you have the fruit vendors. Those are so good, by the way, guys. So we have channel 7 here. I don't know who that is over there. But thank you guys for being here, for hanging out. Thank you for the follows on TikTok side. Thank you for for the likes, follows, for the subs on YouTube. Thank you. So we got some people here. I don't know what channel this is. This is Spectrum News. And then right here we have Channel 4. Channel 4 and then Channel 5 is down there, so. I don't know, guys, but it's a lot of media for. So I'm gonna probably say and assume that that maybe they are expecting a large crowd. We got the I don't know if you guys can see it, but let's see. There's a chopper. Guys, there's a chopper over there. Smells good. They're making hot dogs. They're selling hot dogs. We got the reporters ready here, ready to go. Camera people ready to go. And we're just waiting for people to come. Yes, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Can I go to the top of the city hall for us? That would be really cool, actually. I don't think I can right now, though. If this chick is being interviewed or not. Probably one of the organizers, I'm gonna assume. Sweet divots. I think it's anti-war. I'm not really sure what they really think. I'm actually here just to document, guys. I don't take part in the protests or the marches or the rallies. I just specifically focus on providing you guys the live stream and showing you guys what's going on, what's happening. So that's what I do. So I really don't even know, to be quite honest with you, what their views are. I know this is an plus what we saw. Oh, and there's another third one over there, if you guys see it. Right there. It's the third one over there, right by that. Oh.
Stereo.
So we got 3 choppers. To me, I find that kind of strange because there's really no people right now. But by the way that it looks and the feel and the media presence, they're probably expecting a lot of people. So. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Oop. And then, of course, what's going on at the federal buildings, that they are fencing them up again. It's the exact reason why they're doing that. I don't know, but, it could be because of the upcoming protest. But that's kind of far away for now, but like March 28th. Or what's going on with the war as well. So. Hola, buenas tardes, Lupita. ¿Cómo están? Bienvenidos. Everybody, car chase on the freeway. Are you serious? I'm gonna go run over there. I'm just kidding. It's actually pretty busy, guys. It's a busy day today. Antiguerra de lo que está pasando con Irán aquí en el centro de Los Ángeles. No más que estamos todavía esperando a la gente. Supuestamente empieza a las 6. So it's supposed to start at 6, guys. No new wars. You can't hear me, Joe? Are you serious? Testing. Can anybody hear me? This is LA, guys. This is LA. Los Angeles, City of Angels. That's exactly right, City of Angels. I love LA, guys. Total accountability. The protest, rally, whatever you want to call it. Not sure if. Hey, good to see you, Danielle. Welcome, guys. Andre, be nice. Good to see everyone. For the regulars, welcome back, guys. For the new people, welcome. George, this is an anti-war demonstration. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it, guys. Understand why there's so many helicopters. I heard someone say that there's a chase on the freeway. Maybe that could be as well. But they're just right here, right, hovering over us. McBride, what war? The Iran news. The attacks. Oh Lord, Shane. Demonstración, sí. free Iran. There's a few more people that showed up.
Sound check.
I'll get closer once it starts, guys, so you guys can hear
Yep.
whatever they're gonna be saying. May justice be served for every drop of leader spilled blood. Guys, again, if you guys didn't see earlier, I started at the detention center, and they are the federal buildings are being fenced off again. Queremos paz, paz. 100% Lupita. God bless America. A new system. I totally agree with you, Moose. A new system has to be implemented worldwide, I would say. Worldwide. It's just too many governments are trying to get a hold of people. And control of people, so become an American territory. US Army to help us. Sammy, Korea. Well, I hope that you guys get the help that you want, regardless of what's happening. I mean, that was a pretty evil man that was that is now gone. More people are starting to come by, guys. That's a lot of white people. I don't get it. What color are they supposed to be? Hello, you're from around about? What do you think? ¿Dónde, Syra? So guys, again, we are here in downtown Los Angeles in front of the City Hall. You can see the City Hall. And there's an anti-war demonstration here in front of the City Hall in Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles. And it's supposed to start at 6. We'll see. Same here in America. I stand with our military. With the fencing, yeah, it's the whole block of the federal buildings are being fenced off. So again, it's you know, why are they doing that? I'm gonna say that, assume, and it's for the upcoming protesting, and also because of what's going on with Iran. So maybe they're just kind of as a precaution. The last time that there was a protest a few months back here in Jesuits, there was a protest going on, and there was a guy with a U-Haul truck that just rammed into the protesters, the people. So maybe that could be it, But wherever it is, always tune in. The rest of the media is moving, so I'm gonna move with the media. Picking their signs. Right now, I think there's more media than No, guys, the Daily News, right?
Oh my god, it's right. I saw it like 3:30 in the morning.
Guys, again, thank you for being here. So I think the upcoming No Kings protest, I think that's going to be a huge one. And expect some rowdy crowds at the federal detention center. And I'll be there. I'll be there, guys. Hopefully I see you there. You're not tired. There isn't any around. Yeah, so the last time there was a few people with the Iranian flags and stuff. Who knows if they're gonna show up? I don't know. We got still 3 helicopters behind us. Missiles coming on here. Who's getting interviewed here? I want to see who it is.
Many things.
I'm not sure, Sammy, if anyone here
Why are
speaks
there people suffering on the streets and there's always countless trillions of dollars in it's egregious. It's blood boiling, honestly.
This is what I need. Right here. If my channel ever grows to the point where I get monetized and make me money, that's what I'm gonna get right there. A live view.
Why is it that there's always
And then you guys will never see a dropped live stream ever.
More and more people are debating if they're gonna, have sleep for dinner or if they can go to see a doctor. That's crazy stuff.
So as people come, they just grab a sign, right? And
The live, dissertations. Yeah.
Like a madman. Really? Every once in a while. House or There's multiple ways.
The people over here on this side.
I kind of like that.
So it's closed. Maybe they'll lay it yesterday.
That's how my dad says it too when people ask him. He's like, oh, I'm 60. Tell me a little bit about like what your reaction was. Okay, thanks for the road. It's appreciated.
Pinche Becky, thank you for being here. I'm right here in front of the, no, I'm right here in front of the, that was cute. Of the good old City Hall. What's going on at the embassy? Is there something going on over there that I need to head over there? Miss Becky?
No, it is. It takes like 20 minutes of
But this is
get there.
Nuestra reina del sur.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not bothering me as much. Let me know. No, for sure.
I wanted to give you something.
okay. All right, sure. So you get a sale from Democrats.
Oh, thank you. I don't want to be in your car.
Well, these phony.
I want my fucking child and my fucking money. You guys are genocidal yourself.
Ask who, Sammy?
Looking to defend itself. It's critical of U.S. imperialism.
Hola, mija. I'm sorry, miss. Are you a registered voter?
I am, yeah.
We'd like to support a petition to moratorium on housing.
That's what I wanted to ask.
I'm good. I'm just here to document. So,
What time is going to start? Soon?
huh?
What time is starting the protest?
The protest starts at 6. Yeah, it's already past 6.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
This is what empires
No, but you have me thinking what's going on at the embassy.
This stage of government is a threat to the world's
The Free Uranium people with YMCA. Yeah, again, I've seen videos of a lot of celebrations. There are a lot of people celebrating. And then I've seen videos of people just chanting on the streets in Iran and, this death to America. So you got both, people that are on, you're never going to have people that just are all on one side. Yeah, we did, Betty. That's unfortunate. Six service members have been killed.
life with you.
Thank you. I'm in a very bad
So how the last 48 hours been?
I feel terrible.
Where they are from. I bet you they are Iranian. I'll have to ask someone. I've got to see who. Maybe the people, the lady with the flag, or this one as well. She's being interviewed right now. So.
Is there anything else that
The one being interviewed? Oh, she is? Or you just messing? Is it true or you just made it up? Oops. Dude is selling drugs. What dude is selling drugs? They don't even know. Let's show you a little shot of downtown Los Angeles. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful sunset. You guys can see.
I'm at City Hall. Yes, I got your number.
Check.
So dark.
Check. Make some noise if you can hear me. All right. Everyone on the sides, why don't we come in and toward the center? Let's fill in this space. Beautiful crowd. Make some noise for yourselves for showing up today. Make some noise for the 60 plus cities who stood up on Saturday against this illegal war.
I'm a little surprised you were.
Let me hear you say, hands off of Iran! Hands off of Iran!
Seniority in the union, right?
Hands off of Iran! 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 Once again, make some noise if you are against this illegal and aggressive war on Iran. That's right, I see these beautiful signs in the crowd. I see one that says, money for jobs and education, not for bombs and deportation. So when I say money for jobs and education, you say not for bombs and deportation. Money for jobs and education. Not for bombs and deportation. Money for jobs and education. 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 That's right, we understand that the war budget is over $1 trillion. $1 trillion that goes toward death, destruction, devastation every single day of the year. And that devastation is done in our name, but not in our consent. Make some noise if you do not consent to this illegal war that Donald Trump has started. We have to remember this is yet another rich man's war. Donald Trump doesn't have to go fight in that war. His sons don't have to go fight in that war. He wants to send your brothers, your sisters, your community to go fight that war. All in order to move his billionaire agenda forward. He understands that Iran has the third largest oil reserves in the world. So he wants to seize that oil because he believes that all of that oil does not belong to the people of Iran. It belongs to ExxonMobil. It belongs to Chevron. In fact, Donald Trump thinks, Iran happens to be on top of the oil, but that oil belongs to U.S. corporations. Donald Trump thinks he owns the world. Donald Trump thinks he owns every country, from the United States to Venezuela to Iran. He believes that he can kidnap a sovereign president like he did last month. He believes he can murder a sovereign leader like he did this week. But we as people of conscience understand that this is a war for the rich, it's a war for the oil executives, and we say no more blood for oil. 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 Hands off Iran's soil. No more blood for oil. Hands off Iran's soil. No more blood for oil. Hands off Iran's soil. No more blood for oil. Hands off Iran's soil. No more blood for oil. Hands off Iran's soil. Once again, make some noise because this is a beautiful crowd on a Monday night. Make some noise if you were at the last protest that said no war on Iran. And we will come out as many times as we need to stop this devastating war. This war that has already claimed over 500 lives in Iran. This war that has already led to the deaths of U.S. service members. This war that has now expanded and threatens to engulf the entire Middle East and the entire world in a catastrophic war. Are we going to stand up and are we going to end this war? We understand as people who lived through the experience of the Iraq War, or I should say, the U.S. invasion of Iraq. We understand that the U.S. invaded Afghanistan. The U.S. bombed Libya. And what did it lead to? Did it lead to more democracy in countries?
No.
Did it lead to freedom?
No.
Did it lead to prosperity?
No.
Absolutely not, because no U.S. war has ever led to those outcomes. Every war that the United States has waged has been for the benefit of capital. It's been for the benefit of the rich.
Shame.
And we understand understand that whether it was Vietnam back then, Iran today, Venezuela last week, every single one of these wars must be condemned and people of conscience must stand up. We have to stand up because no one else will do it for you. Let me hear you say, no war on Iran! 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 Hands off of 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 Iran! All right, are you ready to hear our amazing program of speakers that we have for tonight? That's right, you're going to hear from people who are ready to stand up. No matter what background they come from, we are united and we are together in this struggle. A struggle that may start as hundreds, but will become millions if Donald Trump continues this illegal war. So what I want to do is introduce our first speaker today. I'd like to introduce Ida Ashori, who is an Iranian-American anti-war activist, as well as a candidate for LA City Attorney. Please welcome Ida. Ida's in an interview. Here we go.
Talking to the media, I'm sorry. My name's Ida Ashuri, and I've been a human rights activist and an anti-war activist for more than 25 years. And it's because I had no choice in becoming an anti-war activist, because my first memories was being born in Iran and having to hide in my grandmother's basement from US-made bombs during the Iraq-Iran war. And no child should have to go through that. At that time, the United States sold chemical weapons to Saddam Hussein to use those on the Iranians. And before that, cancer was unheard of in Iran, and it became commonplace. I grew up with propaganda against Iran, and it became common to hear that the country that I was from is the US's #1 enemy. And as a child, I didn't even want to come here because I was worried about not having my favorite melon here. I loved my country, and I was forced to move here because it was bombed. And many other immigrants have been forced to move here because their countries have been bombed. And that's why we are a nation of immigrants and exiles and refugees. And we have been uprooted from our own home country, coming here. And I've been doing this for a really long time, and seeing Iran constantly vilified, I've always been concerned that Iran could be bombed. It's many of us worst nightmares that has just come true. But what I am happy about, this tide is turning, and people are seeing that Iran is not the American enemy. And that regime change starts right here first, before we can even say that we have any moral high ground. Iranians have the right to, and the ability, should have the right and the ability to control the politics in their own country. But that's not been the history. We all know what happened with Mohammad Mossadegh and the coup in 1953. At that time, Iranians were paid to protest, and the CIA and the UK cooperated to get rid of a leader that nationalized their oil, that stood in the way of British Petroleum controlling its oil reserves. And we're continuing to see the same imperialism today. But even before that, in 1943, the Allied forces occupied Iran and starved Iranians, stealing their food just like they did in India. and 3 to 4 million Iranians, a quarter of the population, was starved to death. What's happening now is not in a vacuum. It's happening, what the government we have right now in Iran is not in a vacuum either, because it's the result of years of brutality from the United States and the United Kingdom and interference and repression against the people that are not able to have autonomy, that are not able to control their own resources and their own future. And that's not how it should be. Iranians deserve, just like we do, the right to choose their own leaders. After the coup, the CIA helped put in another repressive leader and created Sabak, which kidnapped, tortured, and executed tens of thousands of Iranians. The propaganda that Iran is the enemy of the United States still continues to this day. Kamala Harris and Derek Tran, a local congressman, said Iran is our greatest enemy. In response, that's their response to the bombing. Not saying we should stop bombing another country. Instead, they say that's our enemy. Instead, this country has said this is the axis of evil, at the same time funding a genocide. So, Iranians have every right to be suspicious about any sort of media attention to what is happening, as well as any sort of interference with the United States. When the Green Revolution was happening, when we actually had a dispute with electoral results, there was no media attention at that time, because their goal is never democracy. They don't care about the Iranian people. They want to control our resources and use the people as pawns. I would go to rallies and no one would be there. I would shout, why aren't there protesters dying in the streets? Why aren't you covering it? And it was silence at that time. So, right now, you see the media covering more the dancing diaspora than you do the people who are mourning their loved ones in Iran, mourning the fact that our country is being bombed, mourning the more than 150 little girls that were bombed. This is also a distraction, a way to divide us and distract us from what's happening right here in this country. The fact that you have people in charge who have raped little girls, bombing little girls. The fact that protesters in our own streets have been murdered by our government. The fact that people are being murdered in our detention centers that are also being paid by our tax dollars. And they're still growing, they're still building these detention centers, they're still building prisons, and people continue to die in them. They killed a head of state, another head of state in another country, and there's no call to action. Our Democratic leaders are meeting tomorrow. They knew this was going to happen, and they're meeting after the bombs already dropped. They spent $779 million of your taxpayer money on one single day of this blood-thirsty bombing. A free Iran means freeing it from the grips of imperialism, Zionism. It means doing something about climate change so that way oil-rich countries are not feeling the stress, the repression, where they feel that the U.S. imperialism is breathing down their necks, that they can't survive and build their own country. Right now, this event is also a distraction for what's going on in Palestine. in Lebanon, in Syria, as the genocide continues, as Israel continues to expand its borders. It's a distraction from the violence here. To demonize Iran is also distract you from what the country that's committing a genocide is doing. It's a distraction from other countries in the region that are getting U.S. aid. In Saudi Arabia, you can't even post anything on social media. You go to jail. In Egypt, you can't protest. You go to jail. They claim that they want to give freedom and a new government, but they're killing and assassinating the opposition leaders that are actually under house arrest. They're killing people in Evin prison who are detained as dissidents. Last year, they bombed Evin prison as well. They bombed the trans wing in Evin prison. And you might wonder, why is there a trans wing? That's because trans people have a legal right in Iran, and a legal right to the IDs that they want. And in Kansas, you just saw trans people get their IDs taken away from them. In Iran, more women than men go to university, which is unlike any other neighboring country. They started their metro the same time as LA did, under sanctions and an embargo, and they have more miles of track, more stops, and their tickets are cheaper than Los Angeles. There's no liberation through bombs. I want to close out by saying Democrats and AIPAC working together is not the answer. Right now, we have to vote for people who are on an anti-war, pro-peace ballot, and stop voting for people and supporting politicians who are being funded by these genocide-supporting monsters. And I have to say, it's Ramadan right now, and they know that. 95% of Iran is Muslim, and they're using anti-Muslim rhetoric to also demonize Iran. And it just shows you the propaganda that's been built up over years against Iran, against Muslims. So you are distracted and you feel that you have an enemy outside this country. So you don't see that they are the ones that's starving you. They are the ones that aren't giving you the services that you need. They are the ones that are preventing you from getting health care. They are the ones that are making your life miserable. Not Iranians, not a country on the other side of the world. That's why we need to oppose this war and oppose more imperialism and start paying attention to elected officials as well as candidates who want to do that, and stop putting your money and time into those that just have more of the same and constantly support war and manufacture consent. No war on Iran. Hands up, Iran! Money for another war, but not enough to feed the poor? Money for another war, but not enough to feed the poor? No boots on the ground, no bombs in the air? U.S. out of everywhere! No boots on the ground, no bombs in the air? U.S. out of everywhere! Money for jobs and education! Not for war and deportation! Money for schools and education! Not for bombs and deportation! Give another round of applause for Ida Shuri. Ida Shuri is, we are working to get her on the ballot for the upcoming midterm elections. If you are registered to vote in LA City, please come find her and sign the petition, because we want
someone in the seat for LA City Attorney who actually represents working class people and not these greedy capitalists who are in Los Angeles. So go find her and help get her on the ballot. It's so important. I'm really glad that Ida was on this program and able to be on here today. This program is very diverse with the people that are going to be speaking, but it's so important to connect these struggles with what's happening with Iran, with other struggles here, even here in our own front yard. I am another Iranian American who seldom gets my voice heard. So many of us Iranians who are firmly anti-war, who don't support any form of U.S. foreign intervention, rarely get our voices highlighted. And it's so important that even long before this military war that's happening in Iran, there was decades of an economic war happening in the country with the crippling sanctions that have made it impossible for civilians in Iran to be able to live a dignified life. And so, shame. And alongside the economic warfare, there's been media warfare, so much slander, Islamophobia, all of this rhetoric to try to discount Iranian people and their right to sovereignty, all through this means of trying to make them seem like the enemy, when really, who was the biggest threat to U.S. people? It's this government here. Is that right? In our city alone, with the LA fires, we have people who've lost their homes, and they still have to pay their mortgage on a burned down plot of land, and they have to figure out how they're gonna make ends meet after a devastating fire. Shame. In LA alone, I'm just keeping it very hyper-local, we had an occupation of ICE agents and National Guard in this city, attacking people for saying, we don't believe that you should get away with abducting innocent people. Shame on that. We want ICE off of our streets, ICE having a bigger budget than some militaries in other parts of the world. So there's clearly this ongoing campaign of trying to make other countries seem like a threat, when really the biggest threat is right here in our front yard.
That's right. Donald Trump, biggest threat.
Yep, Donald Trump, biggest threat even before his administration. Look back to even the past few presidents, right? Blood on their hands, whether it's the bloodshed in Gaza, whether it's the illegal coup and murdering of Gaddafi, whether with Obama, whether it's the illegal invasion of Iraq in 2003 under George Bush Jr. Like, we could keep naming these war criminals. And so with that, it's so important that we understand it's Trump right now, but it's not just Trump, it's not just the Republicans. The Democrats are just as complicit, sitting on their hands. Strongly worded statements are not enough. We need to mobilize, we need to keep mobilizing, and we need to build a viable movement in the thousands and in the millions so that we fight back and so that we win. And with that, I want to introduce our next speaker, Lalo Vargas, who's running for a statewide position for insurance commissioner with the Peace and Freedom Party, a party that is socialist and anti-war, and that was birthed from the anti-war movement of the time and the civil rights movement of the time back in the 60s, and is still alive and strong today. So please give it a big warm applause for Lalo Vargas. Thank you.
We want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how?
Hands off of Iran now.
Hands off of Iran now.
We want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how?
Hands off of Iran now.
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 All right, Los Angeles, if you came here after a long day at work, can you make some noise? That's right. The working class of this country, alongside with all of the candidates for the Peace and Freedom Party for statewide office, stand unequivocally against this unprovoked, this illegal and senseless war that is being waged by Donald Trump and Netanyahu on the people of Iran. Make no mistake, this war is illegal. This war is being waged without the consent of the American people. And this war is currently being financed by our tax dollars. This is not a war about security. This is not a war to make Americans' lives better, to make everyday Americans' lives better. This is a war for oil. This is a war to disrupt the sovereignty of other nations, because Donald Trump and his billionaire buddies think that they can own the world and go into any country and do as they please. Are we going to let them do that? No! If this war was really about security, then if Trump was really focused on security, he would be pulling out ICE agents from every community, because those ICE agents are tearing our communities apart. Not to mention that this country, the United States of America, is the only country to have ever dropped a nuclear bomb, not just once, but twice, on civilian populations. And so we know that this is a war that is being built on lies. And we have been here before. George Bush lied to the American people to start his senseless war against the people of Iraq. He started another war without our consent against the people of Afghanistan. And these wars continuously enjoyed bipartisan support. Just like Trump's intervention in Venezuela earlier this year, it enjoyed bipartisan support. Meanwhile, how shameful. Meanwhile, the people of this country, millions of people in this country, are struggling by living paycheck to paycheck. In this state alone, California, we have a $4 trillion economy, and yet the bottom 39% of people are struggling to make ends meet, living paycheck to paycheck. We have the wealthiest economy in the whole country, but do we see that $4 trillion economy in our infrastructure? No. Do we see it in our education system? No. Do we see it in our healthcare system? No. No, because if we did, we would have a free universal healthcare for everyone. We would have fully funded schools. We would have an end to the war machine that is continuing to pollute our environment. That it pollutes our environment much faster, at a rate much faster than any of us could ever do in our entire lifetimes. And I'm an environmental science teacher with public schools here in Los Angeles, and I know that the Pentagon, which takes up $1 trillion of the U.S. budget every year, is the #1 polluter on the entire planet. And so the Peace and Freedom Party and all of our candidates, we stand on the same principles that the Peace and Freedom Party was founded on in 1967. Because back then, the people of the United States had two options for president of the U.S. A Democrat warmonger and a Republican warmonger. Sound familiar? We had the same situation just in the last election and then the election before. We're being forced into a corner to choose between one warmonger and the next. And we say no more. No more to senseless wars. No more to sending our troops abroad. No more to fighting a rich man's war. No more. No more. No more. No more wars. No more. And make no mistake, this is a rich man's war. The billionaires, their children are not going to have to send their kids to fight in these wars. The billionaires don't have to fight. It's the CEOs of ExxonMobil, the CEOs of Chevron and British Petroleum. They're the ones who stand to benefit from this war for oil. It always has been them. It's always about the resources. And the same billionaires that are calling the shots for this war are the same billionaires that are calling the shots to use the funds of the Department of Homeland Security, and instead of funding FEMA, they're funding ICE. And that's why we still see that the people of Altadena, 1 year after the fires, have not been able to rebuild, and we see shame, and we see the people of Altadena struggling to make ends meet, struggling to rebuild. Meanwhile, the Trump administration sends endless ICE troops into our communities to tear our families apart. But the people of the United States can do better. We can do better, and we have seen people do better. Why? Because in Minnesota, it was the people who stood up as the real counterweight to the Trump administration. It was the people who shut the economy down. It was the people who forced the Trump administration to withdraw 700 ICE agents from the city. That was ordinary working people like you and I, like everyone here today, that stood up, took to the streets, and made their voices heard. So unlike the Democrats and Republicans, those of us in the Peace and Freedom Party, not only do we want you to vote in the midterms, we want you to vote with your feet. Stay in the streets. Continue to build an anti-war movement that is going to be a real counterweight to the Trump administration, a real counterweight to the billionaires. Because in this country, we don't have an Iran problem. We don't have a Venezuela problem. We have a billionaire problem. And we're going to be right here next Saturday, continuing to show our opposition to this senseless war. And we're going to continue to stay in the streets as long as it takes until we have a movement that is in the thousands and in the millions to demand an end to this war. Hands off of Iran!
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 All right, everyone, give it up for our last speaker, Lalo Vargas. And folks, you've heard it explained brilliantly and beautifully today that our struggles are connected, that the struggle for full rights for all immigrants is directly tied to this struggle to stop the war machine, that our struggle for universal health care, for education for all, these are directly tied to the war machine that takes $1 trillion per year from our pockets. Make some noise if you have come out in the fight for immigrant rights at some point. That's right. And like Lalo said, we learned from the struggles of Minnesota that what we need is a mass mobilization. We need a nationwide shutdown to stop the war machine and stop the deportation machine. So I want to invite up an amazing speaker next, someone who has been in this struggle for immigrant rights, someone who has helped build an organization that is fighting back every single day. Up in the Valley, I want to introduce Paul Ramirez from Valley Defensa. Say it once, say it twice.
Say it once, say it twice.
The people will abolish ICE.
The people will abolish ICE.
Say it once, say it twice.
Say it once, say it twice.
The people will abolish ICE.
The people will abolish ICE.
Trump has just launched another war of aggression on the sovereign nation of Iran. Shame! We have seen again and again the violence of this administration to not only attack people abroad, but even attack people right here at home. They started off the year with the attacks on Venezuela, the kidnapping of their president, and over again the murder and kidnapping of our community members here at home. How do we feel about that? It is clear that this system, this administration, this government is committed to violence. Imagine that, the violence of separating our families, kidnapping our community members, denying us health care, denying us a right to vote, denying us education. This is the violence that this administration attacks on these immigrant communities, and we're not going to stand for it any longer. The people understand this. They understand that this system is violent. They understand that they're hell-bent on attacking our immigrant community members. And we're going to keep fighting and we're going to keep organizing until we win. We saw at the beginning of this year how they murdered people like Renee Good. They murdered people like Alex Preddy. That is the violence that these ICE agents unleash on our communities every single day. And even while they're not on the clock, they murder community members like Keith Porter Jr. He was a father in the San Fernando Valley where I'm from, where they murdered him. A father. Shame. And we're not going to stand for it any longer. And that's clear because this administration has proven again and again that they're going to keep unleashing this violence, but we know that the people are going to keep fighting it, resisting it, because we know it's unpopular. Everybody here, do we stand with our immigrant communities? Yes. Do we stand against ICE? Yes. Do we stand against war? Yes. So we have to fight anywhere this war rears its head, whether it's here at home or abroad. We learned the lessons from our friends in Minnesota. They shut it down to get ICE out of their communities. When Trump unleashed thousands of agents into the streets of Minneapolis, the people fought back day in, day out. And even after they murdered community members, were they scared? No. They organized something we haven't seen in decades. They organized a general strike. They showed us the way. That is the path forward. That is our task ahead of us. If we want to shut down the attacks of this administration, then we have to shut down our streets, shut down our schools, shut down our workplaces, shut down this economy. That is the power we have as working people. We are the ones that build everything. We're the ones that are teaching our kids in the schools. We're the ones that are paving our streets, cleaning up our streets. We're the ones that are taking care of our sick people, our elderly people in the hospitals. We're the ones that do the work every single day, and at any moment we can decide to end it. That is our power. And then the administration recognized this. They had to make concessions with our movement. They removed Greg Bovino. They retreated hundreds of agents. And then after we shut it down again on January 30th, turned into a national movement, they announced the end of Operation Metro Surge. That is the power of our movement, that we can get together, organize our workplaces, organize our schools, and build a movement to shut it down and show that we are not going to put up with this any longer. So in the same vein, as we fight, not just to end the war in our immigrant communities, we need to end and mobilize and shut it down to end this war abroad on Iran. It is clear the effects that the wars have on so many communities, so many countries. People are forced to leave their homes because of war. People don't just immigrate. It's not an easy decision to leave your country, leave everything behind and move to a new country. It takes so much sacrifice, and people do it because bombs are dropped in their community, because jobs are taken from their communities, because the same corporations, the same billionaires, the same companies, they attack their communities everywhere, and they force people to leave their homes. These wars are what create this immigration crisis. So we have to stand against war just as we stand with our immigrant community. How many people here participated in January 30th? How many people are going to commit to doing that once again? That is what it's going to take to end these wars. That's how we fought and won every single right that we have, from an 8-hour workday to the right to form a union to earning our civil rights. It has taken a mass movement, people like us from all walks of life, to organize and to stay in the streets and shut things down, because they're not going to give these things to us out of the kindness of our hearts. It's going to take us demanding it, staying in the streets, fighting, organizing, and that's how we're going to win. Are we ready to win?
So let's stay in the streets. We're not going to let these bombs continue to land in these countries. They explode right here at home too, affecting our families, affecting so many people. We need to commit to fight, and we need to commit to win. Thank you.
Are we ready to win? Are we ready to fight? Are we ready to win? Let's get it! From LA to the Middle East. No justice, no peace. From LA to the Middle East. No justice, no peace. No more blood for oil. Hands off Iran's soil. No more blood for oil. Hands off Iran's soil. So far, we've had such a powerful list of speakers on this program today, and we have a few more coming. But it is truly so beautiful to look out into this crowd and see the diversity here. Me being Iranian, I know this isn't just about me and Iran. This struggle is connected to all of us working class people here in Los Angeles, here in this country, and around the world. Give it up for yourselves. I'd like to introduce our next speaker on the program, Rami, with the Palestinian Youth Movement. Please give a warm round of applause.
Good afternoon, Los Angeles. My name is Rami. I'm an organizer with the Palestinian Youth Movement, a grassroots transnational organization made up of Palestinian and Arab youth organizing for the liberation of our homeland. I'm here with you today to say, U.S. out of the Middle East, no war with Iran. Just 3 days ago, the United States and Israel launched a massive military offensive against Iran, killing Iranian leadership, including the Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei and his closest advisors, along with hundreds of Iranian civilians, including children, in a joint airstrike over Tehran. Let's be clear, this was not diplomacy. It was an act of war. This attack took place even as Iran signaled openness to diplomatic talks to prevent escalation. It echoes last year's 12-day war and countless other instances where the U.S. and its allies have responded to diplomatic openings with violence. Just like in Venezuela, just like in Palestine, and now in Iran, the United States shows its true face, one of naked violence and militarism. We know from over 2 years of genocide in Gaza that Israel and the U.S.'s goals, what Israel and the U.S.'s goals truly are: imperial domination and the theft of resources, creating a beaten down and oppressed people who cannot resist their barbarity. Israel's strikes have hit deep inside Iran, including a girls' elementary school where over 150 people were reportedly killed. A massacre that reverberates around the world. Shame! Israel and the U.S. are now dragging the entire region into wider war. Israel has expanded its assault beyond Iran, launching strikes deep into Lebanese territory, including its capital of Beirut. Lebanon is once again being turned into a battlefield as Israel broadens its military campaign, engulfing the region in even greater devastation. Shame! Let's be clear. This so-called defensive attack narrative that Israel and the U.S. are claiming ignores reality. It ignores the bodies of school children crushed under the rubble of Israeli missile strikes. It ignores the people in Tehran and other cities who have been killed or wounded in these bombardments. It ignores the suffering of the Palestinian, Yemeni, Lebanese, and Iranian people, and everyone living through violence every day at the hands of the U.S. and Israel. The same forces driving this war are rooted in a long history of denying nations their right to self-determination. The U.S. and its allies speak the language of democracy, yet repeatedly undermine the sovereignty of countries that refuse to submit to their political and economic control.
That's right.
Sanctions, coups, assassinations, military threats, These are tools used to weaken independent states and dictate their futures from afar. Iran, like Palestine, like so many nations before it, is being told that its independence is conditional, that its right to defend itself, to chart its own political path, to control its resources, exists only as long as it aligns with Western interests. That is not democracy. That is imperial domination. And here in Southern California, we the people are beginning to see this clearly. We are recognizing that a government willing to deny sovereignty abroad will also disregard the will of its own people at home. We see the connections between the struggle for self-determination overseas with the fight for justice and accountability right here. What we do abroad boomerangs back to impact us locally. The militarization of our streets, the surveillance and kidnapping of our community members. These are not separate from each other. So our demand today is clear. No war with Iran. No more assassinations. No more sanctions. No more military bases encircling nations that simply want to determine their own future. No more endless wars carried out in our name. The people of Iran have the right to sovereignty. The people of Palestine have the right to sovereignty. The people of Lebanon, of Yemen, of every nation facing U.S. interference have the right to chart their own political paths without threats, bombs, and economic strangulation. And if our government refuses to respect their sovereignty, then it is up to us, the people living in the center of this empire, to demand an end to these wars and an end to this imperial expansion. U.S. out of the Middle East, no war with Iran, and free Palestine. Thank you. Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Occupation is a crime!
Occupation is a crime!
Long live Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Occupation is a crime!
Occupation is a crime!
No war on Iran!
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 That's right, make some noise for our last speaker from the Palestinian Youth Movement. And you've heard it so clearly stated that this is not simply a war on Iran. It has expanded to become a war on Gaza, a war on the entire Middle East. We've seen this war expand where Venezuela was attacked, bombed mercilessly in the middle of the night. This war has a home front in the number of people who are killed by federal agents, by local police. We've seen the murders of Keith Porter Jr., of Renee Nicole Good, of Alex Preddy, of countless people by the same warmongering, corrupt system. They defend mass murder abroad and they defend murder right here at home. And we're going to be the ones to stop it. Is that right? Are you going to commit to keep building that movement? All right. So let's keep the energy high. I want to welcome up our next speaker, Taiba, with Irvine Muslim activists, as well as with Iranians for Palestine. Please welcome Taiba.
Hi, how are you? I don't really have a speech prepared, and it was amazing listening to everybody, so I'm just going to speak from my heart. I'm an Iranian Muslim. I came here many, many years ago. I'm a refugee. I had to walk from my country, from Iran to Turkey, from Turkey to Italy, and from Italy to the United States of America. And so I'm a refugee. I have been displaced. And right now there are people in Iran that are being displaced, that they're being bombed. Whether we agree with the government or not, it is none of our business. It is up to the people of Iran to choose who their government is. This genocidal state that has killed more than 600,000 Palestinians has starved them on a daily basis, women and children that want to come into our country to liberate the women of Iran? No, you don't get to do that. You are hurting the women of Gaza. You are hurting the women of Palestine. You are taking their children away from them on a daily basis. Cuba or anywhere. Our tax dollars used to stay here. Every single one of you work, and our tax dollars are paying for the bombs and the weapons and all the murder that's happening there. And you know what? We need to get involved. We have so many people here in the United States, veteran, homeless people that need our money. We do not need money for war. So you know what? Hands off Iran. Free Palestine from the river to the sea. Oh, go for it. Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Long live Palestine.
Long live Palestine.
Hands off Iran.
Hands off Iran.
Hands off the Middle East.
Hands off the Middle East.
Hands off Iran.
Hands off Iran.
Hands off the Middle East.
Hands off the Middle East.
No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace.
Hands off the Middle East.
Hands off the Middle East.
No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace.
Hands off the Middle East.
Hands off the Middle East.
It's been made so clear how interconnected these struggles are. We can't emphasize it enough. We saw that in the first day of these airstrikes across Iran. One of the places targeted was civilian infrastructure, was an elementary school. And it's just so important to highlight that. Shame. Confirmed over 160 people dead, dozens of which young girls. Shame. And right here in our own backyard, down the street in Inglewood, 5 public schools got shut down because they're trying to prioritize making it more profitable for the capitalists with SoFi Stadium and trying to make it more profitable for when the Olympics come in. And they don't care about children, whether here in LA, in Inglewood, or in Iran, with children being murdered. Shame. And we need to make that abundantly clear and really continue to connect these dots so that those of us who showed up for this, we continue to show up and bring more and more people into the fold so that we bring this movement to not just a movement of hundreds, not just a movement of thousands, but bringing up to a movement of millions of people in the U.S. Are we ready for that? With that, I want to invite our last speaker on the program. Please give it up for Amari, an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation. Give it up. No boots on the ground, no bombs in the air.
Boots on the ground, no bombs in the air.
U.S. out of everywhere.
U.S. out of everywhere.
No boots on the ground, no bombs in the air.
No boots on the ground, no bombs in the air.
U.S. out of everywhere.
U.S. out of everywhere.
U.S. out of everywhere.
abortion, this war of choice by the white supremacists, by the racist Donald Trump. We stand against this war in the same way we stand against war on Venezuela, the same way we stand against the war on immigrants, the same way we stand against the war on Black America, the same way we stand against the war on Cuba. Day after day, this government does not only harm Americans, it harms people around the world. We in the belly of the beast have a duty to bring that to light, to talk to our communities, to build this movement. Because guess what? The politicians are not going to do it for us. We, the masses, have to come together and build this movement. Because we, the working class people, all of us who go to work for a living, unlike Donald Trump, unlike Jeff Bezos, unlike the oil CEOs, we work hard for a living. And then our tax dollars get taken from us in order to fund endless war, in order to fund genocides around the world, and in order to fund federal agents who then come back and kill us and kidnap our communities. And what I want to say is this is a war on the people with many different fronts, but we are fighting an important front right here. In this movement, look around, see how many people have come together who have said that enough is enough, that no more blood for oil is the slogan that we need to move forward. Because guess what? None of us have stocks in oil companies. None of us have stocks in weapons manufacturers. Those are the people who are celebrating today. It's the people who profit and who benefit from war and destruction. And that's what I want to say is I think all of us should be outraged that anyone would celebrate the bombing, the savage, merciless, and illegal bombing of another country. It's a shame that anyone would celebrate it, but we are building an even more powerful anti-war movement that can stop this madness once and for all. And what I want to tell you is we have a big task ahead of us. We see that this government and its allies like Israel will stop at nothing to bring the entire world under their boot. They will stop at nothing in order to bring the entire world under U.S. domination, under U.S. economic control. But that's not going to happen because the people of the world outnumber the billionaires. And we see that each and every time they need to invent a reason to bomb a country and to convince people that you should not stand against the war. We saw the lies about the weapons of mass destruction in 2003. We saw the lies about October 7th, and we're seeing the lies today that Iran poses a threat to the United States. But Iran poses no threat to the United States. The United States is the biggest threat to peace across the world. The United States is the country that has not just one nuclear weapon, not 100 nuclear weapons, not 1,000 nuclear weapons, but over 5,000 nuclear weapons. That's right! The United States stands as the only country to be heartless and cold and savage enough to use those bombs on another people. In fact, using those bombs, testing them across the United States, poisoning the rivers, poisoning the communities, and poisoning the world with its nuclear testing. And this is a big task that we have ahead of us. The U.S. war machine, Donald Trump, Pete Hegseth, Marco Rubio, they think they can walk around the world and claim it as their own. But they have another thing coming. They have another thing coming because the people believe something different. The people understand we all bleed the same, we all share this planet, and we should all share in its wealth. We don't believe a few billionaires should run the entire world. We don't think there should be any trillionaires. We don't think there should be any billionaires. We want each and every person to be fed, to be educated, to be clothed, to be sheltered. That is much more important than anyone having a yacht, than having 5 vacation homes. We want peace, we want justice, and we want dignity for our people. want to tell you something. They're going to call you crazy. Whether it's Donald Trump or some of the mainstream media, they're going to attack the anti-war movement. They did the same thing during the Iraq invasion. They said, if you stand against this war, you stand for Saddam Hussein. That was the lie that they told. And look now, the devastation of millions of people's lives. When we look back, we say, obviously, that was a war built on lies. We need it to be obvious and clear to everyone that we talk to that this is another war based on lies, and that we don't need to expand this war in order to learn that. So each of us has an educational duty to talk to our communities, to level with people, to connect what they care about to this struggle. Because they are all connected. They've killed hundreds of people in Iran. In fact, thousands, perhaps millions through the sanctions, the endless sabotage. So we say no to war, and we say no to the endless sanctions. No war! We say no more U.S. sanctions, whether it's on Cuba, Venezuela, or Iran, or anywhere around the world. On Saturday, someone asked, they said, why are we talking about so many different issues? Why don't we focus on one thing? But I think it's clear to each and every one of us. When I see this crowd, I see that we are united because we stand for justice. And that takes many forms. They told Dr. King the same thing. They told him, stick to civil rights. Don't talk about the war in Vietnam. And they're going to tell you the same thing. Stick to local issues. Stick to national issues. Don't worry about what your country does around the world. But we reject that as another lie of imperialism. That's right. So what I want you to understand is when they call you crazy, when they say that you're defending a negative regime, when they say that you are standing against America's interests, I want you to understand that stopping this war is in the interest of the people of the United States and the people of the world. I think it's clear we are united in this struggle, and we are not going to let anyone deter us. We're going to keep this movement moving. We're going to move it forward, and we're going to stop this war. Do you believe that? Yes! Do you believe we have the power to do that? Yes! And like one of our speakers asked earlier, are you ready to commit to coming out again? Yes! Are you going to bring friends, neighbors, co-workers, whoever you have to bring? Yes! We appreciate each and every person who has come out today. We appreciate the wonderful speakers. Give a round of applause one more time for the speakers. We appreciate the journalists who decided to show this protest because we need the people to see this protest. We appreciate the people around the world who are sacrificing everything to put up a stand against U.S. imperialism. And I believe that we can win this struggle, but we have to continue, we have to stay persistent, and we have to stay determined. We want to see all of you on March 7th, this Saturday. We're coming back, and we are saying no war with Iran. Let me hear you say no war with Iran. No war with Iran. Let me hear you say no blood for oil. No blood for oil. Let me hear you say fund people's needs. Fund people's needs. Not the war machine. Not the war machine. Fund people's needs. Fund people's needs. Not the war machine. Not the war machine. And we understand that that better future that all of us wakes up every day thinking about, dreaming about, that our ancestors have fought for and dreamed about for centuries, that better future is within our grasp if we fight for it. If we give everything for it. And if we stand together, there's nothing we can't accomplish, folks. Let me say no more blood for oil! No more blood for oil! Hands off Iran's soil! Hands off Iran's soil! No more blood for oil! No more blood for oil! Hands off Iran's soil! Hands off Iran's soil! No more blood for oil! No more blood for oil! Hands off Iran's soil! Hands off Iran's soil! No more blood for oil! No more blood for oil! Hands off Iran's soil! Hands off Iran's soil! So what I want you to do as we end today's program is talk to your neighbors, talk to an organizer today, talk to somebody, get involved, join join an organization. My name is Cameron with the Party for Socialism and Liberation. I'd be happy to talk to anybody who is moved by the message you heard today. Anybody who wants to join something bigger than oneself. Anyone who believes that better future is possible, come talk to an organizer and get involved, because we can do this only together. So folks, stay courageous, stay brave, continue to educate, continue to talk to people, and make sure that you come out on Saturday, March 7th, tell your friends, post on social media, and we will see you again. Stay in the struggle.
Alright guys, that's gonna be it. I hope that you enjoyed the live stream. I don't think I had any drop portions of the live stream, so I'm pretty happy with that. Thank you guys so much again for being here. Thank you for the follows, thank you for the likes, thank you for the subscriptions, thank you for the gifts, thank you guys, and just stay tuned. You know, you're here in Les Media, and yeah guys, so without further ado, I will see you guys on the next live. You guys take care of yourselves and be safe out there, because of the crazy stuff, guys. Crazy stuff. Oh yeah, and by the way, just so you know, the detention center right here down the street. Actually, the almost all the blocks of the federal buildings in that area are being fenced off. So
let's go over
I'm gonna keep an eye on that and see what's going on. So stick around, and guys, take care of yourselves, and I will see you on the next live.